two boys found a huge sinkhole in the woods behind the school. One boy picked up a branch and threw it down to test the depth. To their surprise, a foul smell came from below. When they took out a lighter to light a cigarette, they saw the flame turn into an eerie green. One boy worried the gas might ignite, so he quickly grabbed the lighter from his friend's hand. Just as they struggled for it, an alarm suddenly went off in the woods. Hearing the sound, they turned and ran in fear. On the first day at this school, the principal had ordered that students could not enter the forest behind the campus. On the surface, this was a noble school, but in reality it was a cover for the principal's illegal coal mining. One day during class, the two boys suddenly smelled a foul odor. At first, they thought it came from the sewer. When they wanted to get back to school quickly, they accidentally walked into the forest. There they saw a tall tower constantly emitting black smoke. At that moment, a school patrol car appeared ahead. To avoid being caught, they hid behind a big tree. Unexpectedly, they discovered a sinkhole. They thought it was the start of some magical adventure, but they did not know the principal had installed surveillance here. He immediately used the loudspeaker to threaten them, frightening them into fleeing in panic. Before they could catch their breath, a masked man suddenly appeared. Behind him was a camp. It turned out they were people opposing the school's illegal mining. The bearded man told them the sinkhole was not an ordinary pit, but a passage leading to hell, and that the principal's actions would one day bring retribution. Hearing this made the boy even more curious about the sinkhole. That night he searched for information on his phone. He discovered the bearded man had once been a student here. Years ago, he and his best friend crawled through a tunnel to skip class, but his friend mysteriously vanished inside. Since then, the story had been sealed away. Just then, the discipline teacher came to inspect. The boy quickly hid in an underground room. In the corner of the room, he found a stone tablet. The name on it was the bearded man's best friend. This convinced the boy even more that something was wrong with the school. He began calling his mother, telling her he wanted to leave, but she did not believe a word he said, until one day the whole building suddenly shook violently. Right after that, the school lost power. At the same time, the radar at the mining base detected an unknown object. Workers rushed to the sinkhole to check. They heard violent banging from behind an iron plate. Sensing danger, they called for helicopter support. But before the call ended, a monster burst out from behind the plate. The entire base descended into chaos. Hearing the commotion outside, the boy and his friends went to see what happened. They found the area looked like it had been bombed, with wreckage of helicopters and armored vehicles everywhere, but not a single person in sight. Then they heard a strange noise behind them.